So I would like to welcome everybody to the adult 18 and over sectionals captains meeting. Congratulations on your win at districts. It was really exciting to see everybody and get everybody out there playing. So I'm looking forward to the sectionals championship. My PowerPoint, if you watched it before, is very similar, but feel free to ask any questions as you go along. We will be outdoors, so there may be some other questions that you guys have that are a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and run through this real quick. All right. So here we go, the 18 and over adult section championship. So you guys know the adult 18 and over national championships are kind of spread out. We've got the 3-5s, the 5-0s, and the 3-0s are October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in Surprise, Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, and Oklahoma City, respectively. And then the adult 18 and over 4-5s and 2-5 women, October 8th through 10th in Surprise, Arizona, and Scottsdale, Arizona. The adult 18 and over 4-0s, October 15th through 17th in Surprise, Arizona. So that's a little bit of a split. So if you are whichever level you are, that would be the place that you're going. So I kind of hit that button a little early, but our section championship is August 20th through 22nd, as you guys know, coming up this weekend. We are going to be in Western Mass at Long Meadow High School and Forest Park. Both of those sets of courts are outdoors. They're on hard court. If we have rain, our backup clubs will be Enfield, Ludlow, and East Hartford. Just so you know, if we do have to move indoors, masks will be required in the common areas for all players and spectators and staff. They are not required on court, but that's just in the indoor spaces. In the outdoor spaces, they're still recommended for unvaccinated people, definitely not on court. So you can kind of make your own judgment call on the outdoor spaces as well. For some communications during the championships, especially when it comes to possible rain or weather delays, we will call, text, or talk to you in person. We are going to work with the championship webpage, but for the most up-to-date information, we will use the USTA New England captain Facebook page. It's set up already. We've kind of been going back and forth with, tons of different topics. But that one, I will post some very specific things on if we end up having to have some information sent out to you regarding times. I am making a backup schedule for the indoor court areas. So if it looks like it's going to be a washout because Fred has decided to stall out, you will have a schedule ahead of time. So we're trying to make this as easy and convenient as possible and make sure that the information gets out there. If you're not a member of that Facebook page, please join it so that you can get the information. And a little bit later, I'll put the link in the chat so that you can, so if you don't know what it is, you can get it. Same thing, you guys please check in 45 minutes prior to the start of your first match. And then provide your lineups 30 minutes prior to your match time. A couple of things about the lineups. Please put the player's name as it appears in Tennis Link. If it's Robert, but everybody calls him Bob, but it says Robert in Tennis Link, please put Robert, and please write it legibly so that we go through and check eligibility before every match. All players must provide a government issued ID prior to playing, as you guys know, and there's no coaching of any kind. We will have officials. They will be roaming, and if you're leaning up against the fence, they're probably going to ask you to take a couple of steps back just so that there's no perception of anybody coaching at all. It's the same round robin format. Sorry, this is a mistake. The winners actually advance to nationals, not to playoffs. That's a mistake on my PowerPoint. I apologize. 2 out of 3 regular sets, 10-point tiebreaker. switch on the odd games, 10-minute warm-ups, and sign your scorecard, just like when we do the indoor spaces. Again, this is a no default championship. That means you have to be able to provide players for all the lines for each one, each time you do a round robin play. So that being the case, we try very hard not to have them. If you have an unexpected default, if somebody gets hurt and you don't have enough players to keep playing, and say you default line 3 doubles, that means line 3 doubles will be defaulted for the rest of the championship, and any previous matches played at that line will be reversed. So please be, bring extra people if you can, and keep everybody healthy. So we also run the 3-strike DQ report throughout the championship, and any for self-rated players, and anyone who plays significantly out of level and receives a 3rd strike will be disqualified, with all matches being reversed. So that happens for the adult 18 and overs and the adult 40 and overs. A couple of things that I've been asked a little bit along the way. We don't have access to the courts any earlier than the start times that are listed on your schedules. If you would like to practice, there's a park about 25 or 30 minutes away called Blunt Park that has some courts, and then there's another high school that's fairly close. But we won't have access to the courts earlier than the start times. Bathrooms are available, but there are no showers. If you would like to bring tents and set up, that would be great, but you'll need to set them up and break them down each day. It's a carry in, carry out. Both of these are Park and Rec Department park courts. So we're trying to leave them nicer than when we come in. So please don't leave any trash if at all possible. So that is, I'm going to stop sharing because that's the nutshell version. So what questions do you guys have? Sorry, I didn't think I meant to stop the recording. That wasn't
Christy, I have a question. If you do have to reschedule indoors, are you going to be trying to get the matches at the same time or close to the same time as they're scheduled now?
Yeah, we're going to do our best to keep the times as much the same. I know that's one of the biggest things. I mean, unless it looks like it's a huge washout and I can tell you, tomorrow at noon, this is when your times are. If it's last minute, we'll do our very best to keep them very similar in time.
Okay, thank you.
What else, you guys? Somebody has to have other questions?
I don't have a question, but I have something that could happen.
Okay.
That the players should know what to do in case that it rains while they're playing. And if they're going to be moved to another facility, that they need to write down who was serving, what the score was, because they will start wherever they stopped.
Yes, that is a very great point, because we're not ever going to remember where we're at.
Just to amplify on that, you should write down who is serving, from what side, what the scores were, et cetera. And that information, unless it's really a downpour, should be taken to the tournament desk so they can record it on the scorecard that they have there. So just in case the players, between going from the park to where they're going to come play, lose their paper, the tournament, the site director will have a record of what you recorded.
And you're also entitled to another warm-up, correct? When you move to a new facility, if it's been more than a certain amount of time to warm up on the new surface, if it's a different surface, is that correct?
Doesn't matter which surface, you'll have another warm-up.
Okay.
For those of you that are playing at Forest Park, there is a parking fee that the section is going to be paying for. So all the players, when you drive in, there'll be like a little toll booth, and you just tell them that you're one of the players with USTA League, and they'll let you in. And then at the end, we'll take care of it. So when they ask you to pay for your parking, don't pay. Tell your players, don't pay. Just the people in the little toll booth should know that players and staff are allowed to go on through.
And to bring some screen hats,
Sunscreen, hats, tons of water.
sunglasses.
Yeah, let's really hope we need sunglasses, you guys. Let's hope. I'm going to put together an email for you guys with a lot of this information as well, to try to just kind of write it down and make sure that everybody has all the questions answered and all the information that we can give out. So if you guys do have any other questions or any different questions that didn't get covered, please shoot us an email and let us know, so that we can make sure you guys are comfortable with how things are going to run, and it will, have the best experience possible for the championship.
Did- I didn't know whether you wanted to say anything that what each captain would get when they report in.
So each captain is going to receive a pen backpack. You'll get your player gifts, your towels, and then we had ordered, they're actually district champion winner prizes, and the shipping has now been delayed. So those you won't get this weekend, but we will get them to you. And then the winners will get, their championship prizes and head off to nationals with our fluorescent yellow highlighter Sharpie color this year. All right. Okay, well, I'm going to turn you guys loose. It was short and sweet and to the point, but if you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out. Everybody good? All right, now I'm actually going to stop the recording on purpose.